And it has to do with being a watchman and being ready. And we have a lot of cares of this world and that we're doing and we're involved in, but he wants us to be ready. And he's given us a job to do here, not just to make our money, our monetary money, and to go home, but to do his work. And this is the work, this is the word he's given to me. He says, "Now it came to pass on the seventh day that the word of the Lord came to me, saying, Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the house of Israel. Therefore, hear a word from my mouth and give them warning from me. When I say to the wicked, you shall surely die, and you give them no warning, nor speak to warn the wicked when I say to the wicked, you shall surely die, and you give them no warning, nor speak to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, that same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will require at your hand." So if you fail to preach the word of the Lord, when the Lord has told you to share the gospel, share the word, the blood will be required at your hand. Yet if I warn the wicked, and he does not turn from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. But you have delivered your soul. Again, when a righteous man turns from his righteousness and commits iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because you did not give him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness, which he has done, shall not be remembered, but his blood I will require at your hand. Nevertheless, if you warn the righteous man that the righteous should not sin, and he does not sin, he shall surely live, because he took warning, and also you will have delivered your soul. Then the hand of the Lord was upon me there, and he said to me, Arise and go into the plain, and there I shall talk with you. Lord wants us to be obedient to him and hear his voice, and to be about your Father's business, and to share the word of the Lord, and to be ready. And if we're doing our duties and we're doing our things during our week and we're not listening to the Lord, we're not going to be actively pursuing what he wants us to be doing and sharing the word, sharing the gospel. And it says in his word that the blood will be on your hands if you're not going to open up your mouth and be a mouthpiece. Let's turn to Luke chapter 12. I was sharing this piece with John this morning because he didn't get a chance to come to church. And so I had to make a nice little visual for him. Well, let's read the first verse in Luke 12:35. It says, "Let your waist be girded and your lamps burning." And so I asked John, I said, what does it mean to have your waist girded? And he didn't know, so I just grabbed a towel off the couch and I put it around my waist like this. And I said, back in the day, they wore robes and it had the big long get-ups. And so when you walked, or if you wanted to run somewhere, you had to lift your stuff up and move. And so I did this with a towel. I got it and I said, you have to be ready. This is what it means to be ready. Let your loins be girded like this. And so then John understood what we were talking about, what it means to be ready. It says, let your waist be girded and your lamps burning, and you yourselves be like men who wait for their master when he will return from the wedding, that when he comes and knocks, they may open to him immediately. Blessed are those servants whom the master, when he comes, will find watching. Or surely I say to you that he will gird himself and have them sit down to eat, and will come and serve them. So when the master comes, are we ready to serve him? Are we ready for the coming of the master? And then it says in verse 38, and if he should come in the second watch or come in the third watch, and find them. So blessed are those servants. And I doing some little bit of research with the second watch and the first watch. This was like throughout the middle of the night. Second watch was like from 9 p.m. till midnight, and then from like midnight all the way to 3 a.m. These watches in the middle of the night. And you didn't want to be the person when the master came that you weren't ready. So we need to, throughout the dark seasons in our life, find ourselves ready and our lamps burning and our cloaks girded, ready to do what the Lord's called us to do. So that was the word for myself this morning.